One button does it all. When I was a kid, my parents used to take my sisters and I to the movie theaters every Sunday night to see the most recent blockbuster. Even if there was nothing to see, we would still go to be with family and also to have the experience. You know, the big screen, the surround sound, the big seats. Well, back then we had big seats that probably blocked out the theater, the stadium, the seating that was harder to rock. I've kind of blocked that out. And obviously, I love the junk food. And even into adulthood, it was a tradition that continued even if I didn't have anyone to go with. I would just go by myself. And as I got older, I've always loved the movie theater experience, and I've always wanted a smart home movie theater. You know, I love my smart home stuff, and having a home theater and having that experience is different than watching it on a TV. So I've actually built my smart home movie theater right here in my basement, and I made it smart. Now, I wasn't quite sure what I was doing when I got into this big project right here, but I knew I wanted one thing when it came to being smart. I wanted to be able to press one button, turn on the projector, have the blinds and everything shut, the screen would raise up, just like that. In about 10 seconds or so, you'd be ready to rock and roll and have a movie theater experience right here in my own home. So in today's video, we're going to talk about my experience building this smart home movie theater, what I would have done differently, what changes I'm actually going to be making in the future, and my overall lessons that you can learn if you guys decide to build your own smart home movie theater like I did. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. First off, I want to thank all the brands that have sent me products over the years that you see in this video, and the brands that specifically sent me products to put in this video so I would be able to complete my dream movie theater. I'll be leaving affiliate links down in the description below where you can get pricing and more information. And I'll be doing review videos on probably all those products. So those video links would be down below. And if you're new here, hold on. Siri, turn on the theater lights. And so if you guys are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you love projects like these, because without you guys, I would not be able to complete stuff like this, and it wouldn't be as much fun. And while you're at it, hit that like button. Truly appreciate it. Now, the most important part of any movie theater is not the projector that it has, not about the screen or the surround sound or the lighting. It is all about the experience and the movie that you're about to watch. And there's no better movie or trilogy than Back to the Future. So I had this wall. I originally had some nanoleaf shapes up here, and I knew I had to turn this into what my favorite trilogy of all times: Back to the Future 1, Back to the Future 2, Back to the Future 3. Absolutely love these posters. They're not the greatest quality, but it sets the room to let you know that this is a theater. There's nothing smart about these. I thought about putting some lighting around here, maybe some above lighting, maybe some LEDs behind it. That's all for the future, but right now they just look great right here on the wall. Now you might be asking me, where is the popcorn machine? Where is the candy machine? And as you can see, I have no food down here. And I did that on purpose, even though I did think about getting one of those big popcorn carts. I was going to put it here where the Mortal Kombat arcade game is, and the more I thought about it, I knew I was probably going to be only one to be able to use it. And that means that every time that someone wants popcorn, they would need me. Plus, I would be the only one cleaning it up. And it's just too much of a mess. And it's just easier to get a bag of microwave popcorn, throw in the microwave, and people will be happy. So even though it would look great down here, it was just too much work in the long run. And I think that was the right decision. And for seating, I knew I wanted big, fat, cushy seats. And I actually been talking to Weilianda for a couple years now. We finally worked out a deal, and they sent these out to me for a honest review. And I gotta tell you, this is the perfect theater seating. I mean, they have full control where you can lay back, relax, and really get comfortable for the movie. Plus, this has an adjustable headrest, so you can really lay back all the way, and you can just be lazy about lifting your head up. And then there's wine holders, table holders or tabletops, and a couple other accessories that you can buy separately. Plus, each seat has a built-in cup holder. Each seat has an armrest that can lift up, and you have inboard storage. And each seat has LED lighting. I wish it was universal. I could press one button and turn them all on. I think in the future, I'll rewire them so they all sync together. And obviously, I'll put a smart relay in there so I can control them via my Apple Home. But I gotta tell you, when the lights are out, these seats look amazing all lit up. Now, when it comes to the sound, I wanted to keep it simple and easy to use. I've done surround sound systems with the receiver and the 5.2 system, 7.2, and those are all good and dandy. And I really didn't want to buy all that hardware and set it up. I don't like the look of that. Even though I do have a closet, I could have ran wires over here to the closet. I just didn't want to go through that whole process. Plus, I really wanted to try out the Sonos, and I got the opportunity to buy this stuff at a significant discount. I gotta tell you, even though there's only like really 3 speakers, this Sonos Arc Ultra just puts out so much sound and power. This thing is overkill for this small little room. I gotta tell you, I am super happy with this. So we have the Sonos Ultra, Sonos Arc Ultra here, and then I went with 2 rear speakers. If you look over here, this is the Sonos Air 300, and I have one on the opposite side. Originally bought stands for them, but I just didn't like seeing the wires and them taking up space down here. So I went ahead and wired up all the electrical, and I did all that myself. It's pretty simple. Once you know what you're doing with electrical, it's pretty simple. And I really like the look of this. I wasn't able to find a mount though that really points us down and more over to the left towards the seating. So it's not an ideal placement, but for right now, it still sounds amazing. And then down over here, I have only one subwoofer. This is the Sonos Sub 4. I thought about buying a second one, and all my friends who have Sonos have told me I should buy a second one. But to be honest, this puts out enough, and with the Arc Ultra sounding amazing right here, in this small space, this is more than enough. And then back over here, here's the second rear speaker. Let's see if I can point the camera that way. There it is. And as you can see, it's pointing right at the seats. So this is great placement. And I got power from this switch right here. I just ran a line wire from this switch all the way up to an outlet back here, so this thing is always powered on. Now you might be asking me right here about this switch. I redid this, the first switch right here. Let me get down here so you can see it better. But this is just a normal LifeX Diva switch. Absolutely love Lutron. And then right next to them, I have 2 Nanoleaf switches. These are the new smart switches. And I'm not super happy with these. I did hardwire all the lighting to here, even though this was a 3-way switch and a normal switch on the other side for the game room. And all the light bulbs up here are Nanoleaf matter bulbs. and it works pretty well with the remote, but honestly, these are still matter bulbs, and matter is still not great. So a lot of times with my automation, one of these bulbs tends to stay on, and I wish, you know, matter would get better. I know it's not Nanoleaf's fault, it's not Apple's fault. They like to blame each other, but they gotta fix it. And you know, the nice thing about this is that I can make the light whatever color I want to really set the mood. Now, talking about lighting, not just the overhead lighting, but the lighting from the exterior, which I have one exterior window here. I have the big French doors back there. And if these doors were open to this bedroom, there's another window out there. So there could be a lot of exterior lighting coming in here, which you don't want in a theater room. So I decided to put smart shades on all of these. These are shades by Serena, which is Lutron, absolutely the best in the business. They are a little bit expensive, but there are so many different colors and textures, and like I said, they are the best. They are 100% reliable and absolutely the best in the industry. I also put physical controls on all these. If you live with other people in the house, you gotta have physical controls. You can barely see it here because I got the black Diva, but it is here. You can open and close it. Really simple and easy using these little Pico remotes. And obviously, I automated, like I showed you earlier, one button to turn on the projector. Projector will turn on in a second or so. I think I hit it. There it goes. Lights will turn off. The shades will close. Projector screen will come up, and in about 10 seconds or so, you'll be ready to watch your favorite movie. Now, you might be asking me, what is this pop-up screen, and why did I go for a pop-up screen rather than a fixed screen or the other options that's out there, or one that gets painted on the wall? Well, first of all, I've had this for a couple years now. They sent this out to me for a review from VividStorm, and it's just a awesome talking piece. First of all, it's not ideal for this location because of two reasons. One, it's an eyesore seeing the actual physical box on the bottom. I really wanted this space to be open. I kind of feel like it's just too cluttered now with the pop-up screen, with the gaming things all around here. It's just too much. So it is one of the items that will be changing in the future. I'm probably going to go for a screen that comes down from the top. And also, it's going to have to be a perforated screen. Because that Sonos Ultra is behind the screen, it does deflect the sound just a little bit, and it's not ideal. Obviously, I'm the only one that can tell that it's not a perfect sound, but in the near future, that's going to be fixed, and I'll be a happy camper. Now, when you turn off the projector by pressing the one button, the projector will turn off, the theater lights will turn on, projector screen will go down, but nothing else around here changes. It's just the theater room, not the game room lights will turn on, just the theater room. And that's all done through the projector, because this lifestyle projector from Valerion is awesome. This is the Plus 2. It's a 4K projector, 2000 ISO lumens. It looks great, it functions well, has Google OS in here, so it's going to have all the apps that you want, like Netflix, HBO, Hulu, all your favorite viewing apps. This thing can download, and you can definitely sign into your account and watch it on the big screen. Plus, this has Apple AirPlay, so if you want to play something from your phone, it's easy to do. And this has native Apple Home support, and that's where all this automation is coming from. So it shows up in Apple Home. When I press one button, screen will pop up, lights will turn off, shades will close, projector will turn on, and you can sit down, watch a movie in about 10 or 15 seconds. And of course, it has Apple TV, so you can watch all your favorite Apple TV shows right here in your movie theater. Now, I did do some future proofing here. Obviously, I had to run wires, HDMI cables from the projector. I had to put power up here, so I had to run all those wires. I actually ran 2 HDMI cables from the projector up and over. I actually drilled through all the joists, had to do all the drywall work, had to do all the painting work. And then I came down over here in the HDMI cable, which uses eARC on the projector to get sound to the Sonos ARC here. And then from the Sonos ARC, that broadcasts to the wireless speakers and the subwoofer all through Sonos. But I did have a second HDMI cable. I have 2 Ethernet cables, one running here, one running to the closet, and I also have a optical cable running from the projector to this location over here to future-proof it, just in case if I change my mind in the future and want to do something different. Also, I didn't want a blank screen here. I could have got a fixed projector screen or painted something here. I really wanted either a TV, like the picture frame TV here, which I still might get, or a photo like this. I really didn't want a blank wall. But just in case I did want to put a big screen TV behind here, I did do all the wiring and have power behind here. So all the wires that I need from the sound system, have the power here. I have everything I need ready to go except for the mount for a TV. If I get like a 200-inch TV, I might put it up here and not use the projector. So I really future-proof this depending on what I want to do in the near future. At least I have the options to do something different. So this is the theater room. That's where I am now. Obviously, seating is great. I did also buy this 6-foot beanbag, which the kids sit in and they sleep in here. This thing is pretty comfy. It's not ideal. It takes up a lot of space. Like I said earlier, I kind of have some anxiety about all the stuff around here. I kind of overdid it with the arcade games. The kids are not really into it. I'm barely into it, and it looks great, and it's cool to play every once in a while. But coming into my game room, I just feel like it's too crowded. It's fun to have all these games. I have the golf down here. I have the Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man machine over here. I thought about, when I originally did this, I thought about making a wall here and separating the game room from the theater room, but it was too small to even like this. I didn't want a wall here with a door with people having to walk through or having to walk around through the bedroom into the game room. So I just kept it open, and I think it turned out great. Obviously, I still have work to do here, but I'm really happy with the progress so far, and I'm really happy that I have a home theater. Absolutely love it. I'm down here all the time watching movies. So thank you to Valerion. Thank you to Weilianda, Sonos, Serena shades. I think that's, VividStorm, all of the brands that partnered with me to get this theater room done. Absolutely. Check out the affiliate links down below. Let me know what you guys would do with a space like this. What would you change? What would you do differently? All right, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I will see you guys on the next one.